And Thursday the 12th, we're back to lower body, 4, 5, or 6 rounds. So we have single leg deadlift, elevated bridges, switch lunges, clam raise to crunch. So, single leg deadlift is this one. Okay, there we go. Where am I? Oh, elevated bridges. So that just means your feet are up. Some of you will make it so you can see my chair. Probably not, because it's going to be too far back. But my feet are up on the chair. Bridge, down, bridge, down. Switch lunges. Just do a regular lunge if you can't. Clam raise to crunch. Clamshell raise. Wait, what? Okay, clam. Well, I guess you could do either one. So, because I don't know if I meant raise or if I meant clamshell. But either way, you could do either one. So you could do raise, crunch, or clamshell, crunch, or you could alternate. You could do whatever you want. You could do both, raise, clam, crunch. I don't care. Okay, so single leg deadlift. So this is, when I talked about our swings, I talked about deadlift. So this is the same idea where you would be hinging at the hip and your butt would go back. So it would look like this. When we do single leg, we're on one leg. So it would be the same idea on one leg. If you really have balance issues, you could make sure you just have something next to you that you can kind of hold on so that you're not tipping over. But yeah, so you're gonna hold a weight. It doesn't need to be heavy. And this is just basically making it so one leg is doing all the work. So if I start with my left, I'm gonna do, like I said, just like this, but removing one leg. So it's gonna be the same idea. So lift one leg off the ground. You're gonna do the same thing, hinge forward, your butt is kind of up in the air. I just kind of reach down, so I end up at kind of like right below my kneecap, kind of mid-shin. Stand up, 1, 2, 3. As you get better, as you get stronger, whatever, you could probably go even lower. But you wanna make sure that you're not reaching just to reach. So if you're only here, you don't want to reach all the way down. So you kind of are reaching as much as you are like bending, if that makes sense. Okay? One, 2, 3. So I'm not going out of my way to like bend down and try to touch the ground. That's not the point. The point is you're just trying to balance everything. You could even do it with no weight if you're really like a beginner and you're just trying to get a hold of it, because what's going to happen is it's going to work your, so what you're doing when you do this is you're working not only the front of this leg, but the back of this leg. So hamstrings are typically tight on people. So even if you use no weight, you're going to feel it pulling because your hamstrings are probably tight. So you could technically do that one with no weight if you wanted to. Elevated bridges. So as I was saying, I know you can't fully see my chair, but it's there. I'm gonna put my feet up on the chair. So you can put them up on your couch, up on something. I'm using my chair. And I like to put my feet, instead of having like my feet actually on top of the chair, I have them on the front of the chair. So my arches are kind of like right on the chair. And then I'm just gonna do what I normally do for my bridge, which is lift up. So lift your hips up, squeeze your butt cheeks, and back down. 1, squeeze up, back down. So the elevated one just makes it so there's more range than when you're only down there, okay? So it's much more range when you have your feet elevated. Switch lunges. So these are essentially jumping lunges, okay? And they're alternating, so switch lunges. If you cannot jump, you're just going to do either front alternating lunges or reverse alternating lunges. But your actual switch lunge looks like this. Lunge, jump, switch, jump, switch, jump, switch, jump, switch, jump, switch, jump, switch, okay? So I've already talked about lunges before. Again, if you can't do the jumping, or if you are jumping and you just get too tired, then you can sit there and just hit your reverse or hit your forward. If you can't jump at all, you're just gonna do, pick one or the other. And then our clam raise to crunch. So what I was saying was, I usually call it clamshell to raise. So I just put clam raise. So I guess you could do either or. So either way, you're gonna be on your side. And clamshell, so your knees are bent up. So they're kind of like your feet should be almost in line with your butt. So your knees are actually in front of your body. They're not back here, they're in front of your body. And your clamshell is when you just lift your upper leg. So you make like a clamshell opening, close it. That's your clamshell. The raise is where you just raise the leg up in exactly the way that it is, so it's bent and down. So, and then you add your crunch, which is a side crunch. So I'm gonna kind of use this arm, push off my hand, and I'm gonna crunch up toward my butt, back down. So again, because I put clam raise, you can do shell, crunch, one, shell, crunch, or you could do raise, crunch, raise, crunch, or you can combine them, which is my favorite, which is the clamshell to raise. Maybe that's what I meant and I just forgot a word, who knows? That would look like this. Clamshell, raise, crunch, one. Clamshell, raise, crunch, two. So you're gonna do whatever you want, but the clamshell is this motion, the raise is this motion, and the crunch is a side crunch up toward like your elbow, bring it to your hip, okay? And then you're gonna do the other side as well. And that's your Thursday.